Hello, my name is Tom. I'll be presenting today's video, Searching and Filtering Data for Communique for Amazon Seller Central, the reporting, analytics, business intelligence, and data mining for your Amazon sales. Before we get started, here's a little background about searching and filtering with Communique. Understanding how to search and filter data is a crucial element to using Communique. In order to understand the results or answers you get from Communique, you must first understand the question you're asking. Selecting filters and options are like asking questions. Each selection changes the question and thus changes the results displayed by Communique. Let's get started with searching and filtering data. We'll use the product sales by date report for no other reason than it has a lot of filters and options to select. Once you understand how to search and filter with this report, you can apply the lessons learned to any other report within Communique and search and filter those as well. So let's get started with searching. There are several ways that you can actually activate the data filters. The first is to go to the ribbon bar and select the search button. Number two, you can do a right mouse click for the pop-up menu and select search. And three, you can use your keyboard shortcut, do Control S. Okay, you'll find that on the data filters there are several tabs down at the bottom. The main tab, the general tab, is the tab that contains all report specific type of filtering and options. So if we look to the left-hand side where it says date range, you can select the range of dates that you want to evaluate. Down below are date options, where you can select which type of date you want to filter by. When you come back over to the right side, the data options section contains more specific report type filters and options. Down below that, you'll see where it says order status and fulfillment type. As we scroll across the bottom, we look at the tabs. You can filter this report by brands, categories, countries, markets, by order, products, ship service, SKUs, suppliers, even U.S. states. Now I should point out that not all reports will have all these options for filtering, and some reports may have different or more options for filtering. So just keep that in mind. So while we're here at U.S. states, we want to go ahead and filter by a state. We're going to pick California, so we can double click on the list. And as you can see, California is moved over to the selected section. We can double click back on again and it's removed. Or we can select California, use the buttons here in the middle to include a single selection, or we can use the next button to include all, or we can use the next button to remove the selected, or we can use the last button to exclude all. So for the purposes of this search and demonstration, we are going to select California again. And then down here at the bottom where it says selection options, we're going to take a look at this and I'm going to explain to you what it does. So you have the include option, which means that it includes or will filter by whatever is in the selected list. If we were to select exclude, then what that would do is that would exclude all sales or all results which are by California. So in this case, we want to include all from California. Currently, our results show 809, so we're going to apply the results, and we're down to 155. There you go. Do right mouse, go back to search. As we can see, by filtering by California, we went from 809 down to 155. We can go back and select another option like Florida, and as you can see, we get a different result. We're now at 107. So this goes back to what I was telling you, that you have to understand the question you're asking so you understand the result that you're getting. So by not filtering by state, we got 809 results. By filtering by California, we got 155 results. And by filtering by Florida, we got 107 results. So as you can see, by changing the filters, you change the results. Okay, so let's go and look at another option here. We have the ability to be able to reset the filters. I showed you how the apply button works. The apply will apply whatever filters you've selected. The purpose of the reset button, at times you can add a lot of filters to the data filters here, and sometimes you kind of get a little confused about what's actually filtering for the report. So it's very easy to come in here and reset. Once you reset, it will set all of the filters back to default. So no longer do we have any US state selected, and all the default settings are set back the way it is when it first starts up. So if we were to go to apply this, we now have 810 results. Give us just a moment and we'll have our data here. Okay, so now we kind of understand a little bit about the data filters and searching. Now that we have our results here, let's talk about filtering. So each column, and we'll come over here, it has a little pin. It doesn't matter which column it is. This pin allows for additional column filtering. So in this case, let's do this. We want to look at a gross margin percent of less than 10%. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the custom. Little screen pops up, and we want to select something that is less than or equal to, and we're going to type in 10%. And so what this will do is filter the column results for any gross margin at 10% or less. So we went from 810 results down to 52. And the point of this, obviously, is to see which one of these sales have lower margins. So anything in red, shows that it's very not good, and anything in green shows that it's somewhat good, but it's at 10% or less. So as you saw how easy it was to be able to filter that column. A couple things I want to add in here is that we can go to display, and we want to show the find panel and the filter box. The filter box here will contain all the column filters that we apply. So in this case right now, we've applied where gross margin percent is less than or equal to 10%. I can click off the little check right here, and it takes the filter off, and we go back to our original results of 810. I click back on this, and we now filter by the gross margin percent being less than or equal to 10. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to remove this filter, and I want to come over here to where it says fee percent. So I'm going to do a different filter, and I want to do a fee percent where it's greater than or equal to, let's say 50%. So I'm looking at a fee percent of 50% or greater. So right now we have a result of 810. I apply this, and we're down to 10. So we actually have 10 products here where the average fee percent is greater than 50%. That's huge. So as you can see how this works, let's remove this filter. There you go, got 13. And let's come over here and take a look, and we can see that some of the column filters that we run are still listed here. So we can actually flip back to where a gross margin percent is less than or equal to 10, it's 52, or we can look at where gross margin is less than or equal to 10% and fee percent is greater than 50, that brings us to 10, or we can look at where fee percent is greater than or equal to 50% by itself, that shows you 13. So as you can see, you can use the search to bring back a set of data. Once you have that set of data here in the results, you can use the column filtering to filter by that. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all filters, and I'm going to show you how the find panel works. The find panel is a little different in that what it does is it looks for any occurrence of any text anywhere within the grid. So if I were to type in, for example, 0.95, there you go. Any occurrence of 0.95 is highlighted in the grid. So we went from 810 results to 330. I can put something else in, like, for example, 0.43, and we find 7. Now this particular report is number heavy, and it's the reason why we're using numbers, but you can use any kind of text too. So in this case, I can type in BIN, and any reference to BIN shows up right here too. Or we can do B00, would help if we put 00. There you go, 736. And we can come back over here and add another value, do incrementally. There you go, 5. So that's how the find panel works. So essentially what we've done is we've shown you how to be able to search for data, filter by data, and to also use the find panel. So you can search all report via the data filters, as I showed you. All reports also support columns filtering, the filter bar, and the find panel. Once you master how to search and filter a report, you can apply those lessons learned to any report in Communique. Reports will likely have different filters, but the concepts and how-to are the same regardless of which report you are using. This concludes our lesson about searching and filtering data with Communique for Amazon Seller Central. And let's go over to our last slide. So to find out more about Communique, you can contact sales@altarian.com. For help with Communique, you can contact tech support at altarian.com, or you can visit our forum at communique.vbulletin.net, and the web help link is right here. So thanks for your time and for watching this video. We hope it's been helpful in understanding how to search and filter reports with Communique. Please have a nice day.